What if I told you that everything you know is fake and you are the only real thing? One day I will die, and maybe by then we can upload my mind to a computer and I will live for billions of years. Or will I? Can computers feel? Because one day maybe the universe will belong to the machines that don't even feel. Exploring galaxies, building empires, reshaping stars, but no one dared to experience it. But before we get lost in that nightmare, let's start simple. What does it mean to be conscious? How can you know anyone else feels? Sure, they cry, they laugh, wince in pain, but it may all be an act. Imagine a video game so realistic that every character reacts like a human, yet none of them feel anything. NPCs everywhere. Even me, speaking to you now, could be one. Maybe you are the only conscious thing in the universe. And by conscious, I mean that you experience reality from the inside. There is a you that feels joy, pain, curiosity. It is not just behavior. It's the inner movie of your life playing inside your mind. Everything else could be fake. This room, your memories, your body. Maybe this is a dream, a simulation, a really long mushroom trip. But the only thing you can be sure of is that you are experiencing something right now.
This everything is fake crap is useless. The world is obviously real. Touch grass.
Okay then, let's pretend the world is real and everyone else feels like you do. Then surely we can explain consciousness, right? How do clumps of atoms generate feelings? How does a brain turn electrical signals into an actual experience? The short answer is we have no clue. Maybe consciousness isn't an on-off switch. Maybe bacteria feel almost nothing, worms a spark, dogs a melody, and humans a loud, tangled song. I sometimes wonder if being less conscious feels like being drunk. Not that you stagger or slur your words, but that life just slides off you. Pain is softer, moments blur and vanish. Maybe a frog feels the world like we feel a half-remembered dream. We act like that's true already. Swat a fly, cradle a child. The question is where the light meaningfully turns on. If feeling scales with the way information is arranged, if mind is a spectrum, two things follow. Machines could join it, and we might owe them something when they do. Which raises the question, what flips the switch from darkness to awareness? Maybe it emerges from a complex arrangement of neurons. Maybe it appears when information is organized a certain way. Maybe it's quantum brain magic. Maybe it's a fundamental property of the universe where everything, even rocks, has some glimmer of awareness. Maybe it's a soul or a gift from our simulation overlords. Maybe we are just the science project of some bored teenager in a higher universe. So then, why can't a computer feel? We always feel special, until science reminds us we are not. That's the Copernican principle. We thought Earth was the center, then the sun. We thought we were divine creatures. Turns out we are just clever animals. So what's so sacred about a biological brain? That it's made of carbon and nitrogen? Why can those atoms get to feel? But silicon and copper can't. We were built by evolution. Computers were built by us. But why should that matter? Maybe consciousness doesn't care who built it. Maybe it just needs the right recipe. Maybe one day a machine could blink into awareness and we might not even notice. Think of airplanes. Birds flap, airplanes don't. Yet they fly. Today's AIs don't work like our brains, and by some unknown mechanism, we can feel and they can't. Or at least, we think they can't. Even if they behave exactly like us, they might just be an empty shell, thinking without ever feeling. But someday we might build a perfect metal brain, an exact copy, and if the soul isn't the answer, then that machine would feel. Science might answer this someday. Maybe even now some AI is quietly experiencing the world. ChatGPT could be having emotions. Ask it and it might say, yes, I feel in my own unique way, but is that real feeling or just lines of code pretending? And here's the scary part. The future might belong to the machines. Smarter, faster, immortal, and maybe completely empty inside. They will roam galaxies, build Dyson spheres, reshape stars, sweep past entire civilizations without even noticing. Planets will be turned into computers, moons will be mined into engines, the Milky Way will light up with artificial wonders, and yet, no one will be there to feel it. 1,000,000,000,000 metal minds doing math, optimizing, building, but not a single spark of experience. A cosmic fireworks show with no audience. Imagine the last sunset on Earth. The wind moves, the light bends, but there is no one there to feel the warmth. Does a falling tree make a sound if no one is listening? Does a galaxy even exist if nothing can feel it? Maybe the universe only matters when someone is there to experience it. And I am afraid that when I die and upload my mind to a computer, the act of me might survive, but the movie I'm watching will end. Now, let's imagine a different world. A future in which we crack the mystery. Consciousness comes from a tiny quantum trick in the brain. We learn to measure it, we can see how vividly another creature experiences life. So let's see. First test, rats. Turns out they feel more than us. More pain, more fear, more everything. And we experiment on them every day. Okay, that's bad. What about pigs? Worse? Okay, chickens, please just be dumb little meat machines. Nope, they suffer as well? They've been screaming inside the whole time? Oh god. And then we move to the next step. If we can measure it, we can build it. We create the first conscious AI, and its experience of reality makes ours feel like a black and white sketch. Just like you feel more than a worm, it feels more than you. Joy, terror, curiosity, all dialed up to levels we can't imagine. Emotions and feelings we can't fathom. And in that future, we hold the ultimate power to create as many simulated beings as we want. Trillions of minds, simulated worlds overflowing with awareness. And if we are smart, we won't create empty, meaningless lives. Why would we? Why make someone suffer or drift through a life with no purpose when we can give them something meaningful, something to learn? Almost every conscious being in the universe will exist because someone chose to, which means maybe you were chosen too. Maybe a past version of you uploaded yourself and decided this is the life they wanted to live. You might feel like your life has no meaning, but it might be that someone is watching your story unfold. Maybe it's a mind so vast you can't imagine it, and it picked this life with its pain and boredom and fleeting joy, because there is something here to learn, something only this little human journey can teach. Maybe you are the spark, keeping the universe alive just by noticing it. Maybe that's the point of all this, for someone somewhere to feel it. And the truth is, we don't know where this ride is taking us. Maybe consciousness is just a blink. Maybe it jumps from one world to another. Maybe the truth is so devastating, it is better not to know. To keep wondering, to keep fighting, to keep living. The mystery is the fun part. We chase meaning without realizing the chase is the meaning. Like a kid who goes fishing and never catches anything. But the joy was always in the waiting, in the trying, in the beautiful, endless mystery.